Alright, fine. You guys directly went against me, but let's just get this over with. Hello and welcome to another Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 character breakdown video. And in today's episode we're covering one of the meanest, greenest characters in this roster, the one and only Dore, or Dore, or Dore, I don't know, however you want to pronounce his name. And you might be asking yourself, who the hell is Dore? And why does he look like an overgrown green giant? Well, if you haven't watched my Nazy video yet, then make sure you do, because this is directly tied to this character as well. Dore is kind of a jobber character. He doesn't serve any meaningful purpose outside of, posing a threat to Goku and friends. That's just how it is. Let me tell you this, or let me ask you this, I should say. Who do you think wins between Dore and Piccolo? I'll give you a second. You chose your answer? Alright, good, it's none of them. It was a trick question. There's no winner in the fight. You want to know why? Because there is no fight. Okay, but let me cover what happens that builds up to this moment. Basically, Cooler Armored Squadron, the queer guys, came to Earth to look for Goku because Goku murdered Frieza or something. They beat up Gohan, they beat up Krillin, and then Goku almost kills himself trying to protect Gohan, and then they start shooting the place up to look for Goku. And then Goku needs healing, so Gohan goes to get beans from Yajirobe and his fairy friend, and then he comes back with beans, but then the Armored Squadron found Gohan, and Dore started trying to pop his head like a melon, because funny, I guess. Then Piccolo comes out of nowhere, and then here we are. This is where I said the fight would be, or would touch upon the fight. Except for the fact that it doesn't happen. Dore just kind of leaves to go after Gohan. So technically, we never really had a fight between Piccolo and Dore. So you might be asking, well, Bradmouse, if there's no fight between Piccolo and Dore, what happens to Dore? Let me describe it like this. Epic rap battles of history. Dore versus Stray Energy Blast. Begin! Yo, my name is Dore and I like to rap. I like to Okay, so yeah, to describe it better, Piccolo fires a blast at Nezu. Nezu gets tricked into dodging it, and it turns out Piccolo's actually aiming for Dore, and then Dore dies. I mean, at least it's more funny than the way Nezu dies. Nezu's death is just so pathetic. I hate Nezu, if that's not apparent. With Dore, though, I feel some sort of charm that comes from him. He's just a big stupid man who dies a big stupid death. That probably honestly wasn't even his fault. I think it was Nezu's fault for letting that. Okay, thank you, family. Honestly, I think it was Nezu's fault who got Dore killed here, which is fun. It provokes more debate than Nezu's death does, because Nezu's death is just he got cooked alive. Like, I'm talking Krabby Patty style. You could serve him to the customers to get some money, eh? So yeah, that's the life of Dore. Very eventful, very meaningful, very yeah. But all jokes aside, you might be wondering, how does Dore play in Raging Blast 2? And if I'm being honest, I went into this with low expectations, and from what I've seen so far, it's not that terrible. So let's dive into it and start with his super attacks. Alright, starting off with the boring attack, Full Power Energy Wave Volley. I've already covered this countless times. It's the jobber move where you fire off a volley of Ki blasts that hit from afar, hit from close range, and hit in certain angles. It can be blocked, nullified, absorbed, the whole shebang. There's not really much to talk about this move. It's just a projectile. So how about we move on to something more interesting. Thruster Kick. Oh, I can't wait to see the animation of this one. The animation is going to go so hard. Dore had so much fighting scenes. Like, let's take a look. Let me stop talking. Just take a look at this peak. Wow. I'm actually awe-inspired. Like, this is even better than the Tournament of Power arc finale. Nothing comes close to this. Beast Gohan, get that garbage out of here. Thruster Kick is where it's at. Okay, but no, in all seriousness, like, it's a dash move, very short dash move actually. And you're probably expecting me to say, oh, it's bad, you can block it in that. But honestly, it actually fluids very well into Dore's combo strings. And I've managed to land this move quite often. It's a little bit finicky at times, but I don't know. It's actually a solid move. Like, animation-wise, yeah, it's just big kick. But, I don't know. To me, that's just funny. Like, there's no extravagance, there's no technique. It's just big guy come in, big kick, and that is it. I can appreciate the simplicity of it. First time we're covering False Courage on this little series, so let's dive into it. False Courage is a buff type move that is pretty much permanent until you take a certain amount of damage, and then it requires you to proc it again. And what is the mechanic of False Courage? Basically super armor, as in you cannot be flinched until a certain amount of damage is taken. I don't know if I really enjoy using this move myself personally, because the damage threshold is a little too small for it to be valuable, and it can't really do anything against any type of super attack or ultimate attack for that matter. So for a defensive type move, I don't think it does its job all too well. But it is just useful to have. I'm not going to fault it for being there, because False Courage can get you out of some situations. But it's also important to mention, just because you don't flinch doesn't mean you don't take damage, so bear that in mind. And here's the Coolest Armored Squadron pose. Yeah, it's just the Ginyu Force pose with key consumption reduction, and that is it. If there's one benefit I had to give this, it's that the buff lasts for a very, very long time. Like, I don't think I've popped this move and not seen the thing at the bottom for longer than like 2 to 3 minutes. It is a very long-lasting buff. So yeah, it's just the Ginyu Force poses, except not as cool and kind of bad, honestly, because it kind of goes a bit too quick to enjoy the pose. But overall, it's just useful. I don't know why I stuttered so much, but it's useful. And I'm glad there's at least some type of value in these buff type moves. Okay, the signature skill for this is very interesting. Unlike Neizu's garbage signature skill that only has like 1 bit of value because you don't want to do the second hit, this one is very, very interesting. So let me explain. Basically, you have a stance type signature skill. You can press the button and lunge forward to, perform a gut punch stagger, which you can connect into super attacks and whatever else you want. However, the big selling point of this signature skill is that you are completely invulnerable to rush attacks during this time. This means when the opponent is pressing the X or square button, you will just completely ignore it so long as you hold the button or you press it fast enough to trigger the attack. So you essentially have a portable super armor signature skill, if you want to go by that. And it's got this relatively decent distance. It's 1 dash away distance. It's not like stub air, at least 2 stub air. Not only will you lunge forward and hit the opponent whilst ignoring their rush attacks, you'll send them spinning backwards. And I should emphasize spinning backwards, because there's different types of knockback in this game. There's spinning backwards, launching backwards, the whole shebang. But overall, I'd say the signature skill is pretty good. Like, I don't really have any complaints. Like, the guaranteed super armor, basically. And the fact that this is pretty fluid when it comes to Dore's moveset. You can connect it into most of his super attacks and his ultimate attack. I don't know. I'm finding myself enjoying this signature skill, actually. Oh, and also, before I forget, it actually can break guards, and if you fully charge it, it's unblockable. I found this out after I was done recording, so I was very curious to see how it would do against someone blocking. And I was actually surprised, like, this signature skill has insane value for someone like Dore. Like, genuinely, it's a really, really good signature skill. I'm actually wondering what the hell they were cooking with Neizu then. Alright, here we go, the ultimate attack, Dore's Rush, or whatever it's called. I really do not care to learn it. It's a generic dash attack that has one of the funniest animations in the game. Dore just kind of beats you up a bit and then just throws you to the floor. I think this animation, like visually and stuff, is really funny. Because you could do this to like super powerful characters like Broly and stuff, and it's like the funniest thing ever. Like, we're back to the age of Dragon Ball characters just soloing other characters because they're strong and powerful at the time, and Dore is the strongest at the moment. It's also just a very disrespectful finish, honestly. Like, imagine if you're online playing against a Dore player, and you get hit with this ultimate attack again. Like, damn, my man just threw you away. Like, irresponsible parents throw away their children. Okay, that's dark, I'm sorry. He just throws you away like you would throw away an empty can of Pepsi Cola. It's just a very disrespectful move to land, and it's not hard to land. Like, Dore's kit really enables this move to get connected into things. Like you can do it during the signature skill, or after the full power charge signature skill. You can do it during a combo. It's overall just a very, very easy move to land, and although it can be blocked and stuff, it's not like unblockable or anything like that. It's just very, very strong. Like, I'm very satisfied with this actually, what the hell. So yeah, Dore honestly is a pretty solid character. Like, I went into this with like bottom expectations, because, you know, cool as Armored Squadron. His signature skill is pretty solid. His super attacks, although a few are generic, honestly pretty fitting. Like, I don't really have anything to complain about. Paul's courage just makes sense because, you know, big green guy. He has the pose, which, you know, calls Armored Squadron. I did initially get confused as to why he only has the energy wave volley, but I just kind of clocked on. That's the only thing he really does. Like, he kind of shoots up the cage and stuff, and that's the only projectile he ever uses. And obviously the thruster kick is just, you know, they just gave him something, which I can appreciate. They gave him something unique at least. The ultimate attack as well, like, I don't know, it's just a rush attack. The animation is funny, but like, in terms of functionality, it's just a tad generic for my taste. But I can at least appreciate the effort. It's clear that he actually tried with Dore, unlike a certain red annoying alien that we won't talk about. So yeah, as always, I'm going to leave off this video with a little match showcasing everything I learned in this video. If you've gone on to enjoy, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. So without further ado, I hope you enjoyed the footage, and I'll see you all in the next one.
おめえはオラには勝てねクーラー機構戦隊のパワーを